25, and 26, which I think is the largest litter I've had this year. 26 babies. Oh my gosh. Oh, look at, they're just getting out like crazy. Uh-oh, I'm in trouble here now, guys. I gotta somehow get these in and get a lid on them. It's an absolutely gorgeous morning here. I'm excited to get the day started. The weather outside is fantastic. It's mainly sunny. I get to go play with animals for a little bit, which is always something I really love to do. I hope you guys are having an amazing day as well. And you know, I wanted to talk to you a little bit as I'm driving to work today about that. I get tons of messages about, you know, oh, you're living the dream and I wish I had your life. And quite frankly, I love my life. I absolutely do. But you know, guys that are watching out there right now might be thinking, oh, I gotta go to work, or I gotta do stuff that I don't love. And I just want to encourage you to make the most of everything you do. If you're working a job and you're not necessarily loving life, which by the way, look at this, we got a little traffic jam going up here. Did you see these guys? We got the little guys crossing the road. Hey guys, what's going on? How absolutely adorable are those things. And again, just seeing wildlife to me, it just perks me up. But regardless, even if you're at a job you don't like, number one, do the best you can do to be the best you can do at that job. And in the meantime, follow your dreams. You know, you don't have to just watch people and wish you were that type of life. You can actually become that life. The one thing that has happened to me my entire life has been that people have told me I can't do the things I want to do. Like, for instance, they said, you can't be a snake breeder full time. It just isn't going to happen. And that's what I wanted to do. And I worked harder than anyone could ever work to make that a reality. And for a quarter of a century, I've been breeding snakes and defying people that said I couldn't do it. And of course, when I started my YouTube channel, Snake Bites TV, people said I'd never be able to do it and that no one would watch. And here we are, you know, years later, and had 1.3 million people, or 103 million people have watched our channel, and some amazing things. And now here I am with a vlog. You know, a lot of people told me, don't ever do a vlog. It'll never work out. And hey, we don't know what's going to happen, but I'm going to work through it. I'm going to do my best. So basically, I'm just saying, I'm encouraging you guys, get out there and follow your dreams. You know, you might have to work harder than you've ever worked in your life, but trust me, it's worth it, because when you start to achieve those things, life is great. I wake up in the morning every day excited to get going and can't wait to see what the day brings. So get out there and just give it your all. Life is so precious, and I can't tell you how important it is to enjoy every minute of it. Just hanging out in the Python and Boa area with my buddy RJ, letting him run around. Hey buddy, what are you doing? I always love to just kind of let him run around. I mean, what's better than having a pet alligator run around, right? And we saw some baby rainbow boas with Super Merry Face here, and guess what? We have some more. Look at this. A whole bunch of babies too. Look at that. We have had a really killer year when it comes to rainbow boas. So what do you guys say that we pull these babies and see how many are in here? I just have to find a container to put them in really quickly. Let's see. I gotta walk by RJ. RJ, are you gonna let me by? You gonna let me by? Come on, RJ, let me go. Okay. Bye, RJ. So we'll let RJ just run around here. I just gotta grab a container. See you later, RJ. He loves to run around, and he doesn't get into too much trouble, to be totally honest with you, but you do have to be somewhat careful because you don't want him to get underneath racks and stuff like that and start pulling out wires and stuff. But other than that, he's a great animal, so he'll have fun today running around and just kind of exploring like he does so often, and we'll get back in his pond later on. So anyways, let's pull some baby Colombian rainbow boas. All right, take a look at all these babies right here. Wow, that is freaking awesome, huh? And you can see they're all under here. Let's see where Mama is. She's over here. So look at all these babies, guys. Okay, so what we're going to do first is we're going to get Mama out so that she doesn't bite the hell out of me when I'm taking babies out. Ooh, here we go, Mom. Come on, Mama. Okay, we'll just put her in a holding cage for now. Okay, so here we go. Wow, that's a lot of babies, guys. So we got 1, 2, 3. Oh, okay, 1, 2, 3. Oh my gosh, this is slimy. I'm just gonna put this right here. Got 4, 13, 14, 15, oh, this is a nice litter, 16, 25, and 26, which I think is the largest litter I've had this year. 26 babies. Oh my gosh, oh, look at, they're just getting out like crazy. Uh-oh, I'm in trouble here now, guys. I gotta somehow get these in and get a lid on them. Oh my gosh, how do I do this? It's like a can of worms. All right, so we have 26 babies that I collected so far. Let's just double check the cage to see that there's no more babies, and that's it. That's awesome. That's a 26 baby clutch or litter that was 100% perfect. No slugs, no dead babies. That is an awesome way to start the morning for sure. I am so stoked. I'm gonna go ahead and clean this cage up and get the mama back in so that she is set and ready to go, and then we'll set up these little crazy monkeys. Look at those babies, 26 baby rainbows. How awesome is that? Look at this little guy right here going, I'm gonna bite you. So, gosh, yes, when you start the morning out like that, it is gonna be a fantastic day. So people ask me all the time what happens when a snake doesn't eat, and in particular a ball python as a baby. And again, as I've said before, we have, you know, literally thousands of babies. So of course a small percentage of them don't eat. We try all kinds of things. We'll try frozen, a couple different things, then we'll go to like live fuzzies, then we'll go to live rat pups. And if something doesn't eat for about 3 weeks after it's hatched, I'll usually assist feed it. So for you guys that are a little queasy about snakes getting fed, no live rodents or anything like that, but I am going to assist feed some snakes. I'm going to show you my technique. It's actually pretty simple, and I'll kind of walk you through what exactly I'm going to do. So first things first, we thought some fuzzy mice. I usually want the mice to be about this size right here. Because you want it to be, and again, I'm not into force feeding snakes, I'm into assist feeding snakes. So I'll show you kind of what I mean by that. I'm gently putting it in their mouth and I'm letting them actually take it down. So I'll go ahead and do my best to show you exactly what I mean about that. So give me 1 second, I'm gonna grab a snake, I'll set this camera up and show you what exactly I'm doing, all right? All right, so guys, this is actually a Super Pastel Het Russo, which are the white snake producers, and it hasn't eaten in about 3.5 weeks since it was born, so it's time to start assist feeding. And again, I'm going to take a fuzzy that's just a little bit bigger than its head itself. You can kind of see the difference here. You know, certainly you can see that, you know, the head and the fuzzy is about the same. And what I want to do is actually gently place it in its mouth. So I just kind of get it really gently behind the head. I slowly get it in its mouth, and then the idea is to let it set down, close the cage, and hopefully it'll eat it. So let's go ahead and get it going to begin with, all right? So the first thing I'm going to do is, again, just really gently get it behind its head. I don't want to stress the animal out any more than I have to, so I just really kind of manipulate it to where I finally get it, hold it really tight, and then I'm going to just really gently kind of put that fuzzy in its mouth like that, right? Now what I'm going to do is just put it in there a little bit, not a lot, just give it a little bit of pressure to where it can't spit it out. Again, I'm not going to really force it down its gullet or anything like that. I'm just going to get it started, and I'm kind of going to even hook its teeth. Then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to let it go like this, and I'm going to let it calm down for a second. And once it's calmed down for a second like this, just like this, I'm going to gently set it back in its cage, and then we're going to see if we can get this thing to... Then we're going to see if this thing will actually eat. So again, I'm just going to really gently, see how it's starting to try to spit it out now? I'm going to not let it down until it's actually on it. Once it's on it like that, I'm going to gently let it go. Really gently, because you don't want to mess it up. And then hopefully this guy will decide, all right, I'm going to eat this mouse. So what I really want to do is, see how it's starting to? So I'll just go ahead and shut the cage like that. And what I'll do is I'll give it about 10 minutes or so, and I'm going to go through an assist feed. There's about 10 animals that haven't eaten in a while. Again, 10 out of probably 1,000 isn't so bad. At the end of the 10, I'm going to go back and check them all, and the ones that didn't feed, I'm going to do it again. And usually 1 to 3 times of offering like this is eventually going to be enough to get these guys eating. So, and then the next step, if I do this maybe 2 or 3 times, so I'm going to assist feed, then I'm going to go back and try to offer food again next week. If they don't eat 3 weeks weeks in a row and I'm assist feeding them every single week, the next step I'll show you guys later would be to assist feed, and then you actually have to watch the animal eat. And when it's just about getting done, I slip a mouse right into its mouth so it actually eats the fuzzy and then a big meal of a mouse. And all the time, within 1 or 2 times of what I call trained feeding mice, they always turn on. So let's just go ahead and feed the rest of these guys. As you can see, guys, it doesn't take long. I just did 3 snakes in about 3 minutes. So I'm just going to keep on moving on, hit the rest of the snakes. Like I said, there's 10 or 12 animals I have to assist feed today. Takes 15 minutes. I go back about 15 minutes later. I may have to retry, so I might work a half hour, 40 minutes on this. But you get everything to feed, and eventually they start feeding on their own, which is really important. All right, let's go back and check to see what fed. So we'll check all of them and we'll leave the ones open that didn't eat. That one ate. That one ate. That one ate. See, where's the other ones? And if you notice, guys, I'm putting tags on the ones so that they're very easy for me to find. So anything with tags means they need to be assist fed. That one ate. That one ate. Let's see, up over here. That one ate. That one ate. That one ate. That one did not eat. That one ate. That one ate. That one ate. This one ate. And lastly, that one ate. So as you can see, that's a pretty good success. Out of, actually I counted there was 16, only 1 didn't eat the first time around. We're gonna go ahead and assist feed that again and make sure it eats, and then we are set. So that's pretty cool. All right, that's a success. Check the last one, it ate, so we're good to go there. That's awesome. That was a pretty successful day, I would say. So that's it. Done in this area, and I'm out of here and heading on to the next thing.